Ooh, what's up, guys? Welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you your hero of the week. This week's hero of the week is the thunderous healer, Lucence. Lucence is considered a mid-support hero with both good DPS and healing capabilities. Lucence has a rating of B+ for survivability, double S for DPS, and double S for support. His awakening is called Swords of Light, which, as the skill implies, summons Swords of Light and then it will rain down on both enemies and allies apart. The swords drop down in random locations every zero point 0.5 a second for a total of 4 seconds. And when it hits enemies, it deals a total of 141% of Lucent's attack damage, and when it hit allies, it heals them for 70% of Lucent's total attack damage, which also generates 5 rage for the allies. Each sword array will affect up to 6 units. Lucence does not gain any rage while Swords of Light is active. Now let's take a look at Lucence's talent. His basic attack deals 100% of his attack, while also adding 5 rage to all friendly heroes, which is really good so you can activate your awakening earlier. And then the next one we have Light of Judgment, which activates whenever Lucence is hit by any rage reduction effects. He will then deal damage according to star level to the enemy unit who has the highest rage and reduce the enemy's rage twice as what Lucence lost. It also calms the target for 5 seconds, which means they will not be able to gain any rage. Also, good to note that if the enemy hero's star level is lower than Lucence, Light of Judgment can affect one more target for each star difference. Attack 4 and Rage 4 are self-explanatory, and Iron Will just reduces the incoming damage to Lucence by 9%. Now, let us go through the pros and cons of Lucence. As always, let's start with the pros. Number 1, let's start with his Awakening skill. Let's be real, it is an awesome skill. There are not many heroes that can DPS and heal your entire party, sometimes at the same time. His basic attack is good, as it adds rage to the entire party. He is a pretty well balanced hero. Apart from that, there's not much else to say about Lucence. So let's go through the cons. Number 1, he is not a big DPS machine, so don't expect him to do a huge amount of DPS. Number 2, Lucence is classified as a support hero, but very lacking in supportive abilities, apart from his awesome awakening, of course. Light of Judgment, which is not that very good for the most part at all. There are not a lot of heroes that have rage reducing abilities that can hit Lucence early in the fight. Plus, being in the back row will not help him activate this skill. If the ability was not exclusive to Lucence getting hit, what I mean by this is if other allies get hit and he can activate Light of Judgment, then it would be more viable. But in this case, it is exclusive to Lucence, so it's not a very good skill. From the top of my head, only Dynas has the ability to reduce rage from the back row with his awakening, and that only has a 30% chance of happening. I believe Terra's basic attack can reduce rage, but only damages 2 front units, so it's not going to matter to Lucent since he is in the back. And by the time Terra's attack reaches Lucent, the battle would be over by then. The extra effect of Light Judgment is also quite useless, as most heroes in the endgame will be 5 stars anyway, apart from the main character, of course, which, by the way, does not have any rage reducing abilities. Other than that, I believe Red Moss and Barbarous' Awakening can also reduce rage, But like I said, it would have been pointless by the time Light of Judgment activates, as there won't be any rage to reduce when 99% of heroes have used or in the middle of using their awakenings already. So, my final thoughts about Lucence? Well, Lucence is a great hero to have in your party. He can DPS and heal at the same time. But his lack of supportive abilities sort of makes me wonder if he was better off with a higher DPS option. Sure, he gets attack 4, but that only ever adds 250 attack, which, let's be honest, is very low. He can certainly replace Arya if need be, however, he does not have the ability to burst heal like Arya does. Especially when your tank is taking a huge beating, Lucence will not be able to heal that tank fast enough before he or she dies. Anyway, guys, that's it for this week's Hero of the Week. I hope you all liked the video. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful at all. I really appreciate all of you guys' help and support. And before I go, I would like to make an announcement in regards to one of the commenters. Dragon Slayer asked if I could display the total damage done by the Hero of the Week after the lair fights. Now, while I have nothing against this, I believe that this should not have any impact on your chosen heroes, as this will be pretty much inaccurate in a way. I mean, if I'm only going to use the awakening of the hero of the week, then he or she will have the highest damage or heal over the others. So what I did was in the early levels of the layer, I did not use any of my awakenings to show the damage comparison between other members of my party. And in the last three fights, I pretty much used all awakenings at the same time to make it a little bit fair. Anyway, I'm still under the impression that this could be misleading. If you guys have any suggestions, please leave a comment below and I will try to be fair as possible to our hero of the week and the rest of the party members, of course. Anyway, guys, this is Munchkins logging off. Happy gaming, guys, and I'll leave you with the rest of the video.